Okay, good. Well, welcome everybody to our Friday Beyond the Brochure, having a coffee with me, Millie, who heads up the Leap. So I'm so grateful. It's just gorgeous for everyone to be here. That's a real treat for me because, as you know, as you will find out, I love talking about everything about the Leap. So, bit of back history, so you think, so you know who I am. I set up the Leap with my husband about 20 years ago. It's had so many different kind of incarnations, but it's always right up until just before COVID, always been about student travel. Then before COVID, I then hit my own kind of weird stage in life where I literally one day forgot what my own name was and just literally started going utterly mad. So a friend of mine who we had a wonderful program in Namibia, which sadly didn't survive COVID. Anyway, before COVID, she said to me, "Come to Namibia." So I said, "Why not?" So I then said, "Oh, I want to do a bit of volunteering. I want to do what the Gappers do." And before I knew it, I had 8 friends knocking on my shoulder saying, "Can we come too?" And so off we went. And we had an absolute ball. And we did exactly what the Gappers did. And we all looked at each other and thought, there's something in here. There's something in this. And that was where Midlife Leap was born. That was its,
Wow,
that was its
amazing.
and what the leap do is somebody said to me the other day, well, the leap, it's all about authentic travel. And I kind of thought, yeah, I kind of like that word, but it needs a little bit of explanation because every travel agent says authentic travel. Every travel agent says, oh, we're going to take you off grid. And I don't believe it. And in some instances they do, but I can promise you that that is what you're going to get. And I deliver it because our partners overseas are local NGOs. They are people that run their charities. They are people that live and breathe in their country, live and breathe their country. They are not hoteliers. They are not what in the industry is called DMCs that organize, the logistics for every tour company around the world. That is not who they are. So, for example, in Kenya, Oceans Alive is an amazing marine conservation NGO, non-government kind of operation, charity, supported by King Charles himself. So that just gives you an idea of that they're brilliant, brilliant. We're lucky to have these partners and now great friends. And through them, they allow our volunteers to contribute to their project, contribute to the community projects, which are all part of the marine conservation, because you can't you can't tackle the sea without the community on board. So we can go into that later, but through them we meet their friends, we meet the local community, we go to the restaurants where they eat, we go to the bars where they drink. We're not going to where the tourists are all gathering. So it gives you a really interesting perspective. And when you're traveling with the Loop, to go into a local community into Kenya, to go to Sri Lanka and to be part of the Women's Empowerment Centre, that is a real privilege for us. And we do make a difference and we do swap cultural interests, we do swap skills. And it's something that you just can't do on an average holiday. So it really is very special. So that is how we, through our weird and wonderful charitable partners, that is how we deliver these authentic off-grid experiences. So that's the kind of first major point. And that goes across from the under 18s to the gap, to the midlifers, to the corporate trips that we do. That's across the board. So with the gappers starting there, the gap year has really changed in its work, we've been in the gap year world for kind of 20 years and we've seen it go through various phases and trends. The trends right now are to go to Southeast Asia. I know it's come back into fashion, and everybody just goes crazy. As far as I can see, it's a drink fest on, an island hopping drink fest from country to country and country. Now, there's a place for that, but there is no university and no employer is impressed by that. And when I talk to people like you have, Kate, with Cecilia, it can get a bit tedious and a bit dull. And actually, what have they really gained from it? Great friends, great selfies, great Instagram account. I don't know, but there is a place. But I think this is a time for them to actually stretch themselves, to challenge themselves, and that is what I like to do. And I'm only asking gappers to do it for 4 weeks. Just it's a 4 week slot in their gap year to step out of their norm into something which they will be really proud that they have achieved, and it is something that they can put on their CV and really shout about. And I've been talking, we're doing a film actually with a UCAS, she's specializes in UCAS forms, and another lady who specializes in employability and CV writing and helping people get jobs. And they are going to help our gappers pull out what they've done for their UCAS and on their CVs so they can add real value. And it's so simple. People, even my nephew, even my sons, when they were doing their CVs, it's just like, oh, I went volunteering in Kenya. It's like, that's hopeless. No one's interested in that. That doesn't say anything about you. But as soon as they start learning how to translate it, then it gets interesting. So a little example is we built Jiko stoves. I went to work with Oceans Alive in Kenya. It's a dynamic, a pioneering marine conservation NGO. While we were there, we were helping the local communities build Jiko stoves. The benefit of it is because they're it helps with deforestation. It helps with their own care, so the women don't have to go out into the dark at night because it's really fuel efficient. We worked as a team. We helped adapt. We were flexible. We worked together to create and now you see how they use it, going forward. So that is something that I'm really passionate about, and it's getting that message across to the students and the parents to see the value in what the type of thing that we offer. Is that helpful, Kate, for the gap?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yes, very helpful. Just a question. Because I know the people the children that I know, they travelled with a friend, which is sort of more ideal, I guess, because it's very much out of your comfort zone and you're 18-year-old teenager. Do most gappies come with friends?
No, most gappies are on their own.
Are they?
Yeah, it's really interesting. Most,
Oh,
yeah, most of them, I would say, in a team of 20, you've probably got a couple of couples.
right. So not like 3 or 4 for sure.
No, no.
And do you put like groups of like-minded? Do you find out what the personalities are like of the individuals that are attending and put them together in groups that you think would work, or how does it work?
What's really interesting is you've got, so we work in 6 countries. You've got Costa Rica, Kenya, Peru, Colombia, and Cambodia. The decision is they attract a certain type of person.
Yes. Okay.
So
I get you. Yeah.
so it's already done. You've already got like-minded people turning up
Right.
on the same program. So, for an example, and I know this is a huge generalization, Costa Rica,
Yeah.
The alphas.
Right. Right. Interesting.
Big characters go to Costa Rica. Hard to manage, chaos. On the other extreme, you've got Peru, which is always a much smaller team. It's usually about 10. And those are people who are not interested in a bikini. They want to put they want to, they're explorers.
Right. I'm with you.
And then you've got
And
those in Kenya who are really interested in in the project.
right.
They're project led. Clearly they want to be by the sea, and that's all very attractive. You know, you've got the Indian Ocean and you've got the and the add-on safari. But they're kind of, to me, if I was going, I'd be going to Kenya because it's a halfway.
Right. I'm with you. Okay. Fine. So, and is it an equal split with girls and boys? Do you try and do that or?
Oh my God, try to. But as you can
Yeah.
imagine, the girls are really organized. They book
Yeah.
about a year in advance. Boys, they book about 2 months before they go.
Yeah. Oh, 2 weeks more like with my
Yeah,
son.
yeah. So it's always more girls, but then there are always boys. So we
Right.
thought when you call up, if you called up and said, look, he's really interested in going to Colombia, interestingly enough, that always attracts more boys
Yeah.
because all boys want to go to Colombia and all parents say, not on my watch. Are you going to Colombia by
Yes.
yourself? You can go with the Leap. And
Yeah.
actually, it's a really good place to start Colombia because where they finish in Cartagena, it's it's just perfectly placed. And from there, which we always encourage, is a phase of independent traveling. And from there, they can go north into Central America or going further south down into Ecuador and Peru. So,
Right. I'm with you. Interesting. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
pleasure. So, ladies, hi, Alison. Welcome to my little gathering. There are others here, but they're hiding. They're still in their pajamas. They're just not telling me.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Kate, Alison, sorry, what are you here to listen? What would you like to find out more about? Oh, I can't hear you. Nope, still can't hear you.
Hi.
Hey, there you go.
I really like the idea that you have. So it's we get a holiday as well as helping and
Yes.
learning skills. I think that's great.
Yeah.
I love travel.
Yeah. Okay.
This would be great for me. Yes.
So the midlife is what you're
Yes.
okay, wonderful. Okay. So I'm going to move. Kate, are you happy if I now move into the midlife chit chat? She's gone. Okay. So we're going to move into the midlife chit chat. So as I was saying that the midlife kind of started before COVID and now it's kind of really picking up momentum. And yes, you're absolutely right. You do get a holiday. Is it a holiday? Yeah. Will you come back feeling refreshed? Well, you'll feel refreshed, but you will be knackered. That is for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are so busy. And my God, the chat, literally, us women, we really know how to chat. Yeah, I come back and literally I can't speak for about 2 days. I'm kind of social battery is out, but they are great fun. That is if I was to just go, what do I get most out of the trip? It's just the joy, the fun of meeting new people, doing extraordinary things, meeting extraordinary people in the back of Beyond and being taken out of my comfort zone, but having the camaraderie of others to really laugh about what we're doing or have a little cry. When I was in Peru just before Christmas last year, and there was 14 of us, and we were at 4,500 feet camping, and this storm came in, and I should have known better, but all my kit got wet. And in the morning, I had to put my wet boots on, and I had a little bit of a cry. But the camaraderie, you have that little cry, and then everyone's like, "Come on, we can do this." And I was like, "Yep, we can do this." And it was like, "Whee!" And then at the end, you're just like, oh God, we all did that. And it was like really hard, but thanks. I couldn't have got it through, do it through without you. And, so the camaraderie is I think, the icing cake is the fairy dust for me. That's what I absolutely love. Now, the midlife, they're built around the same three pillars: culture, challenge, and contribution. Okay, that's what they are all. That's what I knit in to each itinerary. However, each one is built differently. Each one has those pillars, but there's bigger emphasis on certain pillars than others. So Peru is the big challenge. Okay, that is the physical, mental challenge. I'm going to take you off grid into the mountains for the kind of the end. Of course, everyone's going to acclimatize. I'm going to get you ready for it. But at the end, it's the big push. And it's that high five moment at the end. You've all got to get fit for, you've all got to get into the right frame of mind. And at the end, you are so proud of yourself, you can literally fly home yourself. But the project work there is you will learn about the project work. You will, you will feel it because it underpins everything you do and everywhere you go, but you won't actually be doing much of the hands-on contribution. Whereas in Sri Lanka and Kenya, the contribution side is huge. That is the main deal. So in Kenya, you're working in marine conservation, working for Oceans Alive. You'll be spending 5-6 days working underwater, literally doing coral gardening. It's fascinating, learning all about that, but also going into the community, helping build, as I said, geco stoves, permaculture. You go to the church service, which is the highlight for everybody, even though I never go to church in England, but when I go there, it's like an amazing spectacle and a party. It's just like, wow. And then you go on safari as a treat at the end. But there's a little challenge in there because we have to cycle for about 10 kilometers to reach the national park. So, and in Sri Lanka, that's working with a women's empowerment center. Which is set up by my great friends Charlie and Richard Pembroke, and they're so dynamic. They're the type of people that in COVID actually built a house in Sri Lanka and set up this empowerment center, and then after COVID moved and went to live there. And it's like, who does that? Really? And then you've got Costa Rica and Colombia, which are fast-paced road trips. Now, everyone goes, road trip, does that mean we're driving every day, all day? And I'm like, no. But I use that word because you're on a mission. You're really traveling. So in Colombia, you start in Barichara, which is in the canyons, right in the center of Colombia. Then you go north to Torona National Park for a few days. Then you go down the coast to Cartagena. Then you go out to the Caribbean islands. Then you fly back to Bogota. So you've done this huge circuit of Colombia, doing different things in different places, working within a women's empowerment center, trekking through the jungle, relaxing on the Caribbean island, exploring all the culture of Cartagena. It's a crazy, Colombia is amazing. And then you've got Costa Rica. Again, another road trip. You arrive in San Jose, you go to Arenal National Park to see all the waterfalls, jump in the hot springs, and just get a feel. That's kind of environment number one, because Costa Rica is all about the environment. It's just blows your mind, all their ecosystem. So you go volcanoes, then you go to Monteverde, cloud forest, sloths, hanging bridges, hummingbirds. It's just like, oh my God, this place is just amazing and just weird. I mean, a cloud forest is dripping and moss falling from all the things. You're just like, oh my God, I've never been anywhere quite like it. Then you go down to the Pacific to stay at Serenas, which is a ranch, and they they have these amazing beaches. It's a private land, and they've got all these deserted beaches, which are turtle breeding centers. So they've set up a whole hatchery there, and so you learn all about turtles, which is really interesting. And then you go down to Santa Teresa, which is like the Ibiza of Costa Rica, where you do some yoga, some waterfall hikes, and have some downtime. That's a little bit of holiday. So do you see what I mean? They're all different. How do you pick one? I think that's a question that people are, oh my God, how do I pick one? And I would say you just go with you go with your gut reaction. Because if you want Peru, if you've ever had Machu Picchu on your bucket list, then do it. Okay? Do it with us. Just just trust me. I will lead you through it. I will get you around it, and you'll be so pleased you've done it this way, as opposed to with G Adventures, which and all the other tourist company, but take you on the normal tourist route. We don't take you on the tourist route. So just promise me, if you want to do Machu Picchu, you call me first. But then the others, you got Colombia is all about color, music, food, amazing architecture, amazing people that dance in the street. It is so vibrant. It literally takes your eyes away. It's just, I was bowled over by it. Costa Rica, it's all about the environment. So if you love nature, then Costa Rica would have your name on it, because it's for nature lovers that want to really see a contrast in environments. That's what we're going to deliver. Take you right into the heart of the cloud forest. It is such a spectacle. They've got these trees, fiscus trees, which are absolutely ginormous, kind of dripping with moss. It's like, God, that's really cool. And then, Kenya and Sri Lanka, they're very much, you would choose those countries because your main love is you really want to contribute, and that's the purpose. You really want to learn about how an NGO works on the ground. So I'm going to stop talking and ask any questions.
Can I ask a question? The gap ones, are they like structured in the same way as the
Exactly structured in the same way. So the gap go for 4 weeks. The midlifers go for about 10 to 12 days.
Oh.
The midlifers, we have slightly nicer accommodation. But actually, saying that, I've stayed in all the gap accommodation, and it's really nice.
Could you explain about the accommodation?
Yeah. So the accommodation for gap in, let's say Costa Rica, they are all just really nice. It's a combination because they go to 4 different places. So first of all, they're in a finca, which is a private house with a pool right on the edge of the national park. It's lovely. Then they go to Natua, which is a wildlife rehabilitation center. That's a bit more, that's their gritty challenge. And that's like a huge long house with bunk beds in it.
Right.
It's hot and very sweaty. Everyone complains. I tell them they've just got to get on with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Then they go to Monteverde, and they're staying in a hostel that we take over. And South America, Central and South America, it's really slick. It's not, if you're kind of thinking back to our days, I remember in my gap year going to Thailand and staying in some little shack on the beach with a bucket of water. That's not what we're offering. We're offering, nice, simple accommodation, especially continuing on in Costa Rica, nice hostels, nice bathrooms, but they'd be in a shared dorm, that type of vibe.
Right, thank you.
For the midlifers, we're just going up a notch. So again, it's usually shared accommodation. That's actually midlifer's biggest worry. Oh, do I really have to share a room? Yes, it's so much fun. And after the first night, you just get on with it. We all snore. We all wake up in the middle of the night. We're all in it together. And if there's a big snorer like the what we had in Peru, we planted her tent and we told her literally, half a mile away from everyone else. It's like, no, you are behind that rock, so we don't want to hear you. We're going to be over here. So it's all done and we all muddle through. But with the gappers, they're in dorm accommodation.
Okay. Just my last question. My son is very sporty and would love the opportunity of playing football with local children. And I saw on one trip, I think, was it your Kenya trip that does that?
They do that. They do that. They do. They have weekly games.
Yeah.
Very competitive.
Yeah. So for the sporty one, that's the sporty trip, is it? The Kenya one?
Yes, in Kenya, you've got the football element, you've got the volleyball right on the beach element that they all do. Yeah, you can, the guides there, Joseph and Juma. I've got with the under 18s, my goddaughter going to Costa Rica, and she has to Kenya, and she's a runner.
Right.
If she doesn't run, she goes slightly kind of crazy in the head. She gets frustrated. So Juma and Joseph are taking it in turns every morning to go running with her.
Oh.
And I know what will happen. She'll go running with them before breakfast, and before she knows, she's got 100 school children running with her.
Yeah, how lovely.
So
Yeah.
you've got that local interaction. If he just got there and said, playing football with the kids gives me the most joy, it can be arranged every day for him to go.
Oh, that's because I think that's the only way I'm going to get him to go. If that's like the sort of, that's what he wants to do. He wants to play football and volunteer in Kenya, but I've sort of drawn him to this trip, saying that that's what you do as well. So
yeah, tell him that that's going to happen. And Joseph and Juma, they are lovely kind of African team leaders. They are part of the local league. Kenya takes football very seriously.
Yes. Yeah. So they're into their football, the guides.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Sounds amazing.
They will take him to the local bar on a Saturday afternoon. Well, they could take him off on a Saturday afternoon to watch local games being played, show them, it's big part of the culture there.
Okay. So, so possibly, even if it's not, as you said, it's like a weekly thing, but they could probably do it every day if he really wants to do that.
If he is absolutely passionate about that,
yeah,
we can. It could be adapted into.
Okay. Perfect. So maybe Millie, I give you a call separately. In the next, when I know his schedule.
When he's up and about, we can have a one-to-one Zoom call, and I can talk.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Pleasure. And you could just tell him from me, because they hate being told what to do from their mum. I know that because I've got 2 of them myself.
Definitely.
Just say to him that you've arranged to have a Zoom call with somebody who can talk him through how best to approach his gap year.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
I'll ask him about what he needs and what he really wants to do. And it might be that actually Kenya isn't for him when we really nail down what he wants to do, and I can point him in the direction somewhere else.
Yeah.
So very happy to do that for you.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay. Right. So going back to midlife, does anybody have any questions for me about the midlife? There must be one.
No.
Come on.
Hi, Millie. We're just wanting to ask questions about the gap. Our daughter's just recently booked on the Costa Rica, and she wanted to attend today, but she's working, so we're on to get the information for her.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, really interesting what you say about the Costa Rica trip. That sold it for her because she's really into the turtles and the beach and all of that. So I think they all of the different trips would tick her boxes, but that was how she chose. And we were just wondering about, you said about the onward travel. They obviously make friends groups and then plan some onward travel. Where do they tend to go from the Costa Rica finish point? And the other question I wanted to know is, would that affect like the other vaccinations that might be required, like yellow fever going on to a different country and things like that?
Okay. So, yes. So from Costa Rica, again, we really, is she going in January?
January's full, so she's booked on to February.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
Just last week we booked it.
Yeah.
She,
So that's brilliant. So the most people, and I would say 90% of everybody going on a GAP program in January, February to Costa Rica has the full intention of changing their return flight and staying on and doing a period of independent travel. And
okay.
what I say to everybody is don't think about it now. Don't think about it and don't worry about it because it falls into place. And it naturally falls into place about week 2, week 3, when they've started making friends and they're feeling brave enough to kind of raise the subject. Oh, do you want to go on traveling? And it suddenly picks up momentum. And before we know it, our guides are really knowledgeable and they help them work out where they want to go. Now, the trend this year was really interesting, was to go catch the bus into Nicaragua or catch the bus into Panama. So
Okay.
they either go straight north or straight south, and it is so easy to navigate. So it so if they went north, they would go to Nicaragua, Guatemala, and Belize,
Okay.
and then fly back to Costa Rica and home. Or and that's what I kind of recommend. The reason being, and this actually is for all midlifers, all kind of travel, anyone going to Central South America, to enter these countries, you've got to have proof of leaving these countries.
Yes. Yeah.
That is a real key thing. Now, a lot of people just say, "Oh, she talks nonsense." I know loads of people that haven't done that, and yeah, most, 90% of the time, nobody gets asked to show their proof. But I've had midnight phone calls from people in Costa Rica who have been turfed away and been sent to Nicaragua for 48 hours to book their passport and then they're allowed back in, book their onward travel. And nobody wants that for a gapper.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
So I recommend that you book the flight, you make sure that the return date is changeable so
Yeah.
that they can postpone that date, you change it when they know their plans vaguely for about 3 months later, which gives them the flexibility to go wherever they want to go. The internal flights are cheap, cheap. They can fly about and then come back to Costa Rica to fly home.
Okay. That's really helpful. Thank
But
you.
I definitely would get the yellow fever jab because if she goes down into South America,
Yeah.
you need it to return to Central America.
Yeah. That's what I was so I have reading between the lines, that's what I was thinking you would say. Um, Thank you. That's really helpful. Just one other question, if I may. We live in the north of Scotland, and I think all your flights they go together from the likes of Heathrow. She would need a flight down to London, and we can't book that until we get to the point of booking your flight. How does that all piece together? How near?
Easy, easy, easy. So I would, when we get to sending out the flight from Heathrow, we will talk to you. We'll send out that email and then give us a call and we will work out. I'll give you a phone number at Trailfinders and they can see if that flight, if you can connect into that flight from Edinburgh or Glasgow, wherever you are.
Yeah, yeah.
And they might actually say, actually, it's nonsense. What we're going to do for half the price is you're going to fly from Edinburgh to Madrid, Madrid to San Jose, and actually forget the team flight because it's too
Right.
So don't worry about that. We'll work you in.
Okay, she's keen to go with the team from London, and even if that meant flying down the day before or something, because sometimes we're up at Inverness and sometimes the flights miss the connections.
Yeah, that is stressful.
So we probably would just go for, I think she would want to do that option and just get herself down there in plenty of time.
Yeah, and actually, ladies, that covers for the midlifers too. I mean, a lot of midlife. I mean, we're all over the place, and it actually is one of my biggest challenges. The group going to Colombia next month. Jesus Christ, there's about 8 different flight arrivals that they really challenge me. And because some want to insist on going BA because they want to use their Avios points. Some are going the cheapest. Some are going 2 days before to add on. So the flight, we work it through together.
Okay. Thank you. That's really helpful. Thank you.
So with the midlifers, one of the kind of biggest things that people think, oh God, am I really going to, the biggest challenges, and it is for me too, but I've got over it now because I've done so many of them, is signing up by yourself and just going for it. Is actually making that commitment and saying, oh hell, life's too short. I'm now living in this, in Sniper's Alley. I'm going to press go and just do it. And I know that for all us midlifers, that is the first big challenge. And I really respect that challenge. And when people book on, I always do a kind of inner high five for the kind of, that I know how hard it must be to just go for it. So if anybody wants to talk me through that and just like, oh God, I feel so nervous about doing it. Shall I not? Just give me a call and I can talk you through it, because I do know it is nerve-wracking, and I do know arriving at Heathrow Airport or wherever is also nerve-wracking. But I promise you, within one bus journey, the other end, everyone's at ease. And the thing about the midlifers, which I find really, it encourages me to carry on. I mean, the gappers, they've got a one-shot wonder, and it's in their gap year. They've got to make the most of it, and so it just like, right, what are you going to do? Do that, do this, great, do. But the midlifers, we can just not do things, push things down the line, and just think, oh, I'll do it next year. I'll do it next year, and to make that commitment is really hard. But the midlifers that go on the trip, they become midlifers and they go on many trips. So this trip I've got going to Colombia, it has got 12 people on it. 8 are repeater midlifers. And that makes me feel really proud. And I think, okay, it's hard to get people to cross the line. I know it doesn't, there's just like a kind of rush of people booking, every day. But I know when people do it, they become part of the midlife family. And I'm going to Kenya with a group in February. And I've got 2 girls on there. Well, half of them again are repeaters, and 2 of them are on their 4th midlifer. So I know I'm doing something right. I know it works. You just got to trust me and just do it. So which one were you?
Sorry, Millie, I'm going to have to go. So I'll
goodbye.
catch up with you separately. Thanks so much.
Pleasure. Nice to meet you. Bye.
Bye.
So Any questions about any of the countries, the midlife countries? No?
No.
I had a question about Sri Lanka. Um, I can see that you only do them in February and November. Is that because of like the seasonal weather and it's probably best time to kind of visit?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because I wanted to book onto the February one, but it's been listed as like a mother and daughter kind
No,
of trip.
no, we've changed that.
Okay.
We've changed it. It is now just a mothers only. Daughters can come, of course, but no, no, no. We thought that was a good idea, and then it wasn't.
Okay.
We
Okay.
did.
No worries.
No, so crack on for February. It's the most beautiful time of year to go.
Brilliant.
So Alison, no questions, no Susie,
No,
nothing.
no. The only thing is I can't make up my mind which one to do.
Which are on your top list?
Costa Rica one was the first gut reaction because it's with the turtles and the environment and stuff like that. But then I quite liked the Sri Lanka one as well because it was shorter and it would be a taste of what was to come as well. But then I looked at Kenya, so I still can't decide.
Okay. Oh my God. I would say go with your gut reaction.
Yeah, I probably will do.
Just go with your gut because it's instinctive. You clearly want the environment.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing I'm worried about is the slide, the when you go down.
Oh, the zip wiring.
Right. I'm terrified of heights, but I thought, well, maybe I can get over it by doing that. So,
Okay, that zip wire is not compulsory. Nobody has to do it,
right.
but actually, I'm going to make you all do it
I
because
would like to do it.
it is really bizarre. There was some point, I was quite scared to begin with, and you're just like, oh my God, and I've got to be brave and kind of show that, oh, I can do this. But inside, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And you get used to it, you get used to it, you get used to it. And then at the end, you go flying over the canopy, and you're just like, oh my God, this is incredible. We are right above the canopy, and it all just looks like bouncy broccoli underneath. And then there's this crazy thing. I didn't do it, thank God. When you end, I was like, thank God for that. Took off all my paraphernalia. And the guide said, oh, don't you want to do the Tarzan swing? I was like, no, don't thanks. And then some of the midlifers did the Tarzan swing, which is like a halfway of a bungee jump. Thank God I didn't do that.
Oh, no.
Thank God. But it is there to do. But the Costa Rica one is it January or February? I don't know. Oh, you've got the gorgeous Peggy that is leading it. She's utter heaven. She is Costa Rican. She's been working with Chiquera, working with us for years, and we've persuaded her, come on, Peggy, you can do this. And so she's really fun. Should be fun.
Sounds good.
So, right, no more questions. I can't babble on from any longer because I'll just be babbling on. So,
Hey, Millie, could I just ask one more thing then? Just for the gap year, like my daughter's on the February one, is there any possibility that it wouldn't run? Because it's
No.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
going to fill up.
so
Bye, Susie. Bye. No, it will definitely run. Definitely.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's what are the numbers now? The bookings are just all beginning to come in.
Okay.
Oh God, I've got something happening on my computer that's just gone weird. Why did I touch it? I was trying to look at the team list for you, but if I do that,
It's okay. I thought when we looked at the website, it said there were 7 people or something, and you need 12 or 12. I'm not sure. But I mean, I'm sure, like you say, that it's all falls into place anyway. But I just
Oh,
wondered
yeah.
if you ever cancel any for any reason.
We occasionally do, but never to Costa Rica.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're safe there.
Lovely. Thank you. Thanks.
Pleasure. Okay, so is that all? Everyone happy? Come on then. Right, I want to see, Alison, you've just got to do it.
I've just been looking at it.
Okay, do it and please give me a call. I am in the office or, close by at all times. So just I can talk you through.
Okay, cool.
But I know in Costa Rica you've got the lovely Dee Dee, and that will be her um third midlifer, and she's awesome. She is great fun.
Good.
Okay, so I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for joining me on this Friday morning.
Thank you.
And get in contact anytime to explore anything you need to know about taking the leap. I love that. Right, I'm going now.
Thanks,
Thank you so
Millie.
much.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.